In 1987, the St. Mary's River was listed as an Area of Concern, or AOC. That means that it was identified as having environmental problems serious enough to impact human health, wildlife, and water quality. These problems are called beneficial use impairments, also known as BUIs. In the case of the St. Mary's River Area of Concern, one impairment involves restrictions on eating locally caught fish due to the presence of contaminants like mercury, PCBs, dioxins, and furans. In 2020, an assessment was completed to determine the status of the restrictions on fish consumption BUI and whether environmental conditions have improved enough to consider redesignating the BUI to a not impaired status. Here's the good news. A 2020 scientific study led by Dr. Gandhi and the Ontario Ministry of the Environment, Conservation and Parks took a deep dive into the issue. The results? They are very encouraging. They used a three-tier assessment approach. Tier 1 looked at the current levels of fish consumption advisories, basically how many meals a month are considered safe. Tier 2 compared advisories for the St. Mary's River AOC and other non-AOC locations in Lakes Superior and Lake Huron. Tier 3 examined over 30 years of data to see if contaminants are trending down. Here's what they found. Fish from the St. Mary's River can now safely be eaten at levels similar to non-AOC areas. The contaminant levels have dropped significantly over the last 30 years. And for most fish, advisories are now considered non-restrictive, meaning 8 or more meals a month are safe for the general population. You should always consult the Guide to Eating Ontario Fish found online at www.ontario.ca. Because of these improvements, the study recommended that the fish consumption BUI be redesignated to not impaired. Of course, that decision isn't made lightly. The St. Mary's Remedial Action Plan team followed up with a community survey to make sure these findings align with how people actually eat fish from the river, but more on that in the next video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned as we continue our journey to better understand, protect, and celebrate the St. Mary's River.